I want to talk about how I use tools and automation to overcome my dyslexia. So for you that don't know me, my name is Scott Bartnick. I'm the co-founder of Auditory, an 8-figure digital agency. I am severely dyslexic. I was told that I would never learn to read. I would never be able to graduate high school. I was told that I would more or less be a failure. This is very true and an emotional thing for me, but I've been able to utilize tools to scale, from being in pilot programs as a younger child using computers and being able to manipulate software. And this has never been more true than with AI tools. So I want to show you the most common tools I use, some tricks that have really helped me. And if you're struggling with writing, if you're struggling with communication, these things will be an absolute game changer for you. So first off, let's just talk about one of the most difficult things, writing an email. Now, I want to tell you that in my first internship, I was told that I would never become a professional because my writing and spelling was too bad and that I couldn't make it in the job. I want to let you know that that individual was fired and I ended up getting their job 40 years before they did. But the way you present yourself is so critical, and it's the people's first impression of you. So you have to figure out how to communicate at the highest level. And this goes not only for people with dyslexia, but ADHD, or just don't have the skill set to write at a high level. The first tool that I started with that has really been a game changer for me is Grammarly. It's now has some AI-based features in there, but it's more or less just spelling and grammar check on steroids. But what I've done is I'm an auditory learner, so I can understand and hear things and understand if that works really well. So I use a Mac, and basically I have it set so I can right click and use speech. So what it'll do is I typically work with headphones, and then the computer will speak to me. I can hear what I've written. So this is the first layer for me, is I use Grammarly and I have it speak to me. And that actually gets 80 to 90%. I might still use the wrong there or the wrong to, but everyone can understand what I'm saying. Now, is that professional for an advertisement or other platforms? No, but for email communication, it probably gets the job done. The next piece is speech to text. So I don't have a specific software that I use. I will just use Siri on my phone and I will talk to it and have it pre-write stuff. Or on your computer, you can set up, if you double tap, I think it's Control F. It's a setting on a Mac that you can do speech to text as well here. So if I'm having trouble getting something out, I can just use that speech to text built in. There are a whole bunch of softwares. I don't have a recommended one, but that's another option that I've used in the past and I still use when I can't figure out how to spell a specific word. A lot of times Google search is super smart. So if you just type in a small sentence or a phrase in there, it will auto-correct because it's trained to look for what those corrections are. So sometimes even Grammarly won't get it and I'm writing in Word and it gets lost, but the Google algorithm will pick it up. The next thing is, once I have a full statement, I'll use different prompts in ChatGPT to help make sure everything's spelled correctly. So one of them, I use Prompt Genius, which is just a Chrome plugin, and I have one specifically for a spell check. So I can type in whatever I need spell checked, and usually it's a whole sentence. Basically, I just ask ChatGPT, hey, I would like you to do spell checking and grammar check. I want to make sure that you do not change the meaning and adjust, keep my voice and style as much as possible. The other thing you can simply ask is, are there any spelling errors in this? Please list out all the errors. So if you want to learn and see what you're doing and you can go make those changes, that will also help, as it'll just create a list of all the errors, and then you can go in and modify things and become more aware. Now I use ChatGPT for writing and other strategies. Sometimes I'll have an article or an email and I'll ask it, what is the tone of this email? The reason why I do that is sometimes, just in general, communication can be difficult over email. So if you're trying to get something across and you're trying to be very stern, but you don't want to be mean and you still want to be friendly because it's a client, that's how I typically write an email. And yeah, it takes longer and it's a little bit extra work. I use the Grammarly plugin on Gmail. You can see it right here. That helps me build it out. A lot of times if it's an important email, I will check it with ChatGPT. Again, if I get stuck, I'll use voice to text, I'll use speech, I'll use Google. I always read it myself and then I'll have it read it to me and make sure everything matches, because a lot of things with dyslexia is your brain will autocorrect. At least my brain autocorrects. So it can be the completely wrong word and I'll just fill it with the correct word even though it's not there. That's something that I still struggle with, and so that's a great tool, being able to hear it and following along and finding those mistakes. AI is, like I said, been a huge piece of it. Now the last piece that I want to talk about is Loom. Loom has been such an amazing tool for me, and I use it for so many different things. First off, sales. I used to be in sales. I did all the sales for our business, and after every sales call, you had to do a follow-up. You had to send a proposal, which was pre-templated, so I didn't have to do much there. But there was an about that company section where most of my team would write an entire description, talk about what they talked about, put in all these details. And for me, you can see how that would take much longer. What I did was I created a Loom video follow-up, just the video like this. And if you guys haven't used Loom, it's just a screen share tool. I can basically click this button here and hit start recording. It'll have my face. I can put it, you can't see that, but I can see if I can make this go in the center. So there we go. You can make just a full focus on you. And basically what that'll do is you can record that and then you just instantly upload to the cloud. You can share a link, you can put a call to action button at the end, and it's just so critical for sales. And what people did is, a lot of people communicate similar to the way I communicate. We're used to speaking and seeing. So if you can see body language and you build that relationship, I was a much higher closer than my entire team, including professional closers that have been doing it their entire life. Now with Loom and other tools, it's really cool because there's basically transcriptions and dictation on the side of it. So even then, I talked about speech to text tools. If I was gonna use a speech to text tool, I would probably just do Loom, grab the transcription. So let's just grab this signature upload. We're trying to add signatures to our checkout page. You'll come in here and do transcriptions. This one's super short, but I can copy the entire transcription. I could then put this into AI and say, make an SOP out of it, make an email out of this, do whatever. So you can even do that follow-up video and then have it summarize it and put it into an email format using AI, and you've really done nothing but do a quick video and do some manipulation in AI and then send it. I hope these tools help you be more successful as someone struggling with dyslexia, ADHD, even when struggling with sales and communication. I think these are super powerful tools and a really easy suite and affordable suite to use. I will put some referral links down below. I appreciate if you guys use that. Please make sure to subscribe, and I hope this helps you become more successful in your career and school. Thank you.